Hello everyone, Shaetan with more MLG replays. This time we have, in the Losers Championship bracket, a ZvT between the Red Zerg, Liquid Ret, spawning here in the bottom right position on Xel'Naga Caverns, and the Blue Terran in the top right position, EG's Puma. Now this is on Xel'Naga Caverns. It's a very difficult map for Zerg to play on just because of how wide this natural is. The reactor Hellions that Terran uses almost every single game now, again, as TVZ can become very, very powerful just because it's very difficult to actually zone off properly. You're going to need at least 2 spine crawlers, and even with that, Hellions can kind of run circles around your queens. But we do see that this map was forced on the players by MLG. This was the first map of the series that they were playing in. So we'll see how Red approaches it, if he feels comfortable playing a macro game, or if he's going to go for some type of, probably 2-base timing, some sort of all-in to try and take a quick win before this goes into the late game. It's very difficult for a Zerg player to dislodge a Terran that sets up a strong defensive position around this gold base with a planetary fortress, and the Zerg player has a hard time taking a 3rd base of their own because of the rocks here and here. So we'll see what the players decide to go for. From Red, it does look like we're going to be seeing a fast expand, nothing too odd to see there, and Puma is dropping down his barracks at the normal time, no 2 racks coming up from him, and we see the reactor, so just going out there on a limb, probably going to see some form of reactor Hellions. It's going to give Puma a fair amount of map control. He can prevent creep at the very least from spreading beyond this area, and if Ret makes any sort of mistake, he's going to be able to get in there and do some actual economic damage. So the game is just going to sort of develop as it will. Ret is getting his overlords into position. He's going to want to get it over here. I think you can actually snipe that if you're not careful. You have to be very, very specific about where you put that overlord. But, Ret's a pro. He's going to be able to handle this quite well. Puma is going to go out here, see what he can do. He might try and drop a bunker. He is going to do so. No? There we go. So the bunker is being dropped down by Puma. Now, Ret doesn't know exactly what's up. It could be a 2 racks, at which point you're going to want to pull a bunch of drones to make sure this bunker doesn't complete, and he is pulling 3. But Puma is positioning this fairly well, just because putting his bunker right here makes it so that the SCV can potentially dance around, and if he gets lucky with just with some RNG, he might be able to get this bunker up. But, nothing really is going to happen here. All Ret loses is a little bit of mining time. And now this SCV is going to come back. The bunker is almost dead. It's the SCV is very, very low on health. But now this Marine's going to drive away this drone, costing him more time. And Ret had to make 4 lings. And I'm sure, ideally Ret is a very, very heavy droner. He would want to make, only 2, maybe even none if he could afford to. But just that tiny bunker place there is going to give him a little bit of vision as well, so he's going to know, is my opponent droning, is he making Zerglings? And it's really just a nice move to incorporate into your play as a Terran player, because your opponent, if your opponent delays scouting, he's not going to know that you aren't 2-racksing, and so he has to treat that bunker rush with the seriousness that a 2-racks bunker rush would deserve. But we do see Puma getting the, behind this, he's getting the reactor on his on his barracks. He's switching the factory over, getting a tech lab on his barracks just in case he needs to make any marauders if Ret decides to go for some sort of road pressure. And behind this, he is getting command center, so just very, very standard play from Puma. And on this map especially, and as with a player of Puma's caliber, you can afford to play a standard game and just defeat your opponent in the long term. We see that in terms of harvesters, Ret is up a couple of drones. No real surprise there. He is probably one of the heaviest droners out there. Like, he loves his macro, and a lot of times that can get him into trouble where, he's cutting just too many corners, and so eventually he his opponent comes and attacks him, and he has very little. But we'll see right here. So there are 3 queens. They're going to have to work to zone out these Hellions, but Hellions can go up into the main. This big old gap right here is, just asking to be busted almost by these Hellions. But at the very least, the Hellions are going to be able to run around, take out creep tumors as they pop. He's going to try and take out a couple of lings. I'm kind of surprised Puma is doing this. He's usually a player who's a lot more careful with his Hellions, and we can see that he actually lost one. So now he only has 3 instead of the 4, but he's going to go back in here, do some more harass until this spine crawler comes up. And this spine crawler is almost necessitated because of the architecture of Xel'Naga Caverns. You need those 2 spines to prevent Hellions from running by and doing this. And in terms of a harvester skill, Puma has already killed 4 harvesters, so we see he's only up by, Red is only up by about 7 right now, instead of, the about 10 that he would be, and looks like Puma's going to be getting Stim. He is preparing some Marauders. I'm not sure. It looks like he might just go for one of those Marauder Hellion timing attacks. It's going to be a very, very strong, almost all-in. He has to do a lot of damage with this because otherwise the a Zerg player going for Spire Tech is going to be able to clean it up, as Marauders and Hellions not too good at shooting up. But he might be able to catch Rhett by surprise. He's going to hit with about 6 Hellions, 3 Marauders, and it looks like those Marauders might have Stim depending on how long he delays the push. But for now, just clearing out creep tumors. He is going to reveal the Marauders. Kind of interesting there. He could have kept them a little more secret, waited until Stim, and then tried to surprise his opponent. But now Rhett is making more Spine Crawlers. He is making Lings. But again, this is, your typical Rhett play. He doesn't have Metabolic Boost yet. He's been waiting a very, very long time before he got gas, and so his Zergling speed is delayed. He has 20 Lings on the way right now, but Puma is, right now, Rhett has, well, he had 4 Lings, and so that's going to be very, very hard-pressed to deal with this army right here from Puma. Puma is coming in. He's going to do as much damage as he can. The Marauders are going to be very, very effective at taking off the Spine Crawlers. Rhett is going to pull all of his drones, but he's going to be losing a lot of them. We look at resources lost now. He's actually only lost 1 there, but this army is going to be very, very effective at killing Zerglings, and that's all that Rhett has. He is trying to get +1 melee attack, but it's not going to finish anywhere near in time. This hatchery might actually go down if the game goes that much longer, and now Puma's just going to walk into the main and try and pick off any Zerglings he can, get drones. There are some more Zerglings coming in, trying to attack the Marauders. The Zerglings are trying to flank from the main base as well, but even if this attack is held off by Rhett, which it doesn't look like it's going to do, Puma has killed a lot of Harvesters now, 17, 18 Harvesters done, and Liquid Red knows that it's over. He's not going to be able to recover as more reinforcements are streaming in. He GG's out. Puma takes the series, takes a lead in the series 1-0.